Welcome to crocodilemtg. Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Jordan with crocodilemtg, here bringing you another Magic the Gathering video. Today we are playing Blue-Black Death Shadow in Legacy. Our opponent is, it looks like they're playing Burn. So we're gonna we kept our hand, and it looks like our opponent is going to attack in. So we have a Death Shadow on top, so that's going to be good for us here. I do think we want to pay the 2, but we don't want to play the... do we want to play the Delver here? Probably not. I think we're going to want to Fatal Push next turn. So we're going to play the Watery Grave tapped. That's 2 damage to our opponent's benefit. Alright, and our opponent is going to play a card. It looks like they're just mono red here, unless they're concealing a non-basic land. And our opponent looks like they're debating what they want to do. Alright, it looks like they're going to play another Goblin Guide here. So I could Force of Will this. I think I want to keep the Force of Will, though, for a Price in Progress. Alright, and a Lava Spike from our opponent. I think that's fine. Next turn we can play out the Shadow as a big creature. I don't know how big. So we'll see what they reveal. So we got a land. What else is on top? Another Shadow. Okay, so we're going to Fatal Push one of these. We're going down to 11. And now we can fetch down to 10, go down to 8, and play a 5/5, 2/5/5 Shadows. I think that seems fine. Plus we have this Force of Will backup against Price of Progress. Alright, so we're going to play this Watery Grave. And now we're just going to play out these 2 Shadows, so. Alright, and we'll pass the turn back. Our opponent under some pressure, but so are we, so. Our opponent has to make every decision they decide to make very carefully. For example, Price of Progress here would be a lethal. Alright, so part of me, oh my goodness, and another Death Shadow here. So we're gonna, I'm not in a hurry to... I'm going to play this Flooded Strand just in case, but I'm not in a hurry to kill our opponent because I think we got a little bit of time. Alright, so our opponent does block here. So now the question is, do I want to go down to 5? And the answer to that is probably not. I'm just going to play out this other Death Shadow, and then hopefully that's good enough. Alright, so now we're going to play out the Shadow. We're not going to get aggressive and try and play out a Gurmag. It may have been better even to play a Wasteland that turn, but I don't want them to just be able to bolt one of our Shadows freely. Alright, and now they're at 15, and we have 3 5/5s, so... Alright, Price of Progress inbound, so I'm going to... I'm going to try and counter this, and hopefully it works. We could have fetched the Flooded Strand away, and then failed to find. which means we would have taken 4 and went down to 4. But at that point, it's still pretty rough. So we'll see if our opponent has enough to kill us this turn, and if they don't. Alright, and it doesn't look like they do. They concede. So against Storm, against mono red here, I could see bringing in the Flusterstorm. I could see trying to bring in the Hymn of Torok. The Hymn isn't great, but at the same sense, we need ways to get rid of the cards in their hand. We could also run a Surgical if we really wanted to get desperate. I don't think it's a terrible matchup for us because I think we can dilute some of our damage spells, and we can, like, I don't think I want all these Street Wraiths. I could see bringing in a Dark Blast. Because at our upkeep we can Dark Blast and then mill it on our draw step. Not mill it, but, you know, dredge it back at our draw step and then Dark Blast again. Alright, this hand is not that great. So I'm going to mulligan this. It would be good if this was a Watery Grave, but we just don't have enough here. Alright, and this hand is a lot better, so we're going to keep this. Force Will is great. And now I just kind of want to play out this Delver. So I'm going to grab an Underground Sea. Again, I don't want to take too much damage early. So on top of our library is a Stubborn Denial, which is good because now we're going to be able to flip our Delver, which could concern our opponent some. They could just want to kill it now. Alright, they play Rift Bolt and a second Rift Bolt. So now we have to make our decision carefully because we're at a virtual 11 if both these Rift Bolts go to us. So yes, I want to reveal Stubborn Denial. I kind of want to play this Hymn to Torok. I guess this is one bad moment where we wish we had another. Alright, now do we want to hold this back? So 3, 6. I guess with Force of Will, I guess we want to start swinging in. We want to knock our opponent's life total down, and then we want to be able to... So we're at a potential 6, so our opponent might actually be able to kill us this turn, but we have to get this shadow down. We have to be able to deal enough to kill them. So we're gonna go down to 6 here. Our opponent didn't swing, which surprised me. I don't think they realized that they what did they play? Yeah, I'm gonna force this. And now I'm just going to play out the shadow, and hopefully they don't find anything off the top that matters to us. And we have a daze, so... Alright, so we can reanimate something if we want, but I don't think we do. Alright, so we'll swing in here. And we have this Daze against a 3-mana spell, but we don't have anything. Alright, and we'll swing in here. Alright, and now I kind of want to... Part of me wants to reanimate this Goblin Guide so they can't play Haste Creature 3-mana spell. So I'm going to take the Goblin Guide here. Alright, and we'll see if they draw enough to kill us. Alright, so that's why I didn't want to do that there. So there's the Swift Spear. Alright, and they're not swinging in, which is fine. So they have one more draw step they can potentially... Alright, we have a Flusterstorm, so that's really good. Especially on this board. Our opponent has Mountain on top and they got the draw it, which sucks, but... Alright, so now our opponent is down to... I probably should have left this Goblin Guide back for the same reason I said before. But now we have Flusterstorm, so... I don't think we can lose from right here. Ah, we won the match against Burn! Thank you so much for watching. Please go hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed today's video. If you'd like to dive further into the Crocodile MTG community, consider heading over to Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, you can become a sponsor of the content we produce here, and you'll get your name added to the description below. That's patreon.com/crocodilemtg.